What's going on, everybody? It is Madison from Dead Tooth Art. I'm here today because we're doing something that's a little un-art related, but it has to do with my personal background. So a lot of you people don't know, but the people that are around me, I'm kind of open with it, I'm kind of not. But I'm adopted. So when I was born, I was adopted from birth from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and then I was brought back to Ohio, where I grew up in Columbus. So I'm pretty excited. I know this is like late because my birthday was in August, but my parents had got me this Ancestry DNA kit, so I'm pretty excited. I only know one of my siblings, like personally, I guess, like in person. I only know one of them, and they're my half siblings, so we have the same mom but different dads. And they actually live in Ohio too, without giving up too much information about them. And I'm hoping that they're going to be able to do this as well. So basically, I'm going to spit in a tube and then I'm going to wait for the results to come back. I think that, I don't know who, like, my dad, like what his ethnicity was or anything, but I know that he lived in Tampa, Florida, and his last name, well, maybe I shouldn't say his last name, but his last name is like Spanish. So I think that I might have some like Latin roots. Then my birth mom was Italian from like New York. So, well, that's what I was told. So, a lot of things I think have, like a lot of things I think have kind of changed since I was younger. When I was younger, I knew, like, growing up, I was adopted. All of my other siblings are adopted as well. So it wasn't like a big surprise or anything. I think it does change your perspective on like how you view relationships with people and how you view life. I feel like it's something that I still kind of like struggle with. Even growing up, almost turning to 30, it's just something that's hard to come to terms with, knowing that the people that like created you or the people that were supposed to be there for you aren't like necessarily in your life or like wanted you or whatever. So this is kind of just like a adoption awareness as well, just knowing that just because you are adopted, you may be adopted into a great family. I love my family a lot. I think they are amazing. I've got a great mom, great dad. They did a really good job raising all of us. But at the end of the day, it still is different knowing that it's not maybe like you're not blood related, or like you grow up and you look different than your parents, or just like different habits or traits, health issues. I have bipolar, BPD, whatever. So that's exciting. I also, when I was editing this, I wanted to go back and just go over, I had been like diagnosed with bipolar, but after the years in therapy, they said that instead of bipolar, it's more like BPD, but I do take medication for it. People that are adopted do have attachment disorders, are more likely to have attachment disorders, mental health conditions, depression, anxiety, PTSD. So I've been through a lot of that, and I definitely have had to have therapy to understand myself and to kind of work through the deeper problems. So not to just like graze over that. I know I said, yeah, that sounds fun, but it's not fun. It sucks. So I hope you guys follow this little story with me. I'm excited to do this DNA test, but I'm also really scared because I'm pretty sure my birth mom had put up at least 10 kids for adoption, and then while I was being adopted, she was getting one of my half brothers taken away from her at the time. So it's kind of a little bit heavier topic. It's not really that fun, and it's kind of painful to talk about, but we're here doing it, and I just wanted to be kind of open about this, and I think it'd be fun to show my DNA and see what it comes back as. And then also I'm really scared because if it does connect me to more people in my family, then of course then I'm gonna have like connections to them, and maybe reach out to them and meet them, which is always really weird. I hope that I have a sister, because I have like 2 brothers, and then my other brother is a half brother, and then the other brother is a brother, so it's like all brothers. I'm like hoping that I have at least one sister, which would be pretty cool. And it'd be cool if we looked alike too. But I'm kind of just excited to do this. I already registered it online, so I don't know when it's gonna come back. I know people are like kind of funny about them doing the DNA test, and then like the government has your DNA or whatever. But okay, so we're gonna crack this open. Okay, pull to open. And I already had registered this online, so we'll see. Also, so like when you're adopted, it could be an open adoption or it could be a closed adoption. My adoption was closed, so that means that I don't have like any contact to like my birth mom or birth father or like anybody that would be like immediate family, I guess. So, which I think is wrong. I feel like you should be held accountable if you have children. Like, you just have children, put them up for adoption, and then you just give them away. Like, I think that's fucked up. And like, of course you're blessing other families and stuff like that, but at the same time, I just feel like you just can't do that. It's not right. Okay, so we got this here. I don't know what this is. Biohazard bag. Where's the directions? Okay. Yeah, it's hard. I can't really go much into like background about my story without like talking about like my whole entire family and like giving you the full breakdown, and I don't have their consent to do that, so I'm not going to. And then like my brothers that I have that I grew up with are also adopted, but not from like my mom, but from like a different family. So like they all have their own like adoption stories and their own adoptive parents or birth parents and stuff. Okay, it said 1, register your kit, which we did. 2, it said spit in the tube, install cap and shake, tighten the cap, shake to release the stabilizing fluids, put it in the collection bag, place your sample in the pre-made mailing box. What the hell? Oh, okay. If you have an adoption story and you want to share it in the comments, that would be great. This is mine, and I'm excited to share it with you guys, and then also really nervous. And I feel like the only way to cope with this is like looking at other people's stories and being able to connect and just take away what I can from the experience. What is this? I also in no way have any of this figured out, so we're just going with the flow and hoping for the best for everything. And if you were born in Colorado Springs, Colorado, hit me up. We could be related if you were adopted. I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna ignore whatever this is. I don't know what it is. It's not in the pictures. I was really like obsessed with finding them at one point, but I think it was just something that I was going through. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but it's definitely not like the movies where you might feel like you meet them and it's like some big happy reunion. It's meeting and getting to know any family member that you're not exactly close with can be extremely hard, and everybody's lives are, could have turned out different. You don't know where everybody's at in their journey, so it's
it's hard to say, you know, it's hard to say what the best choice is regarding like trying to find your family, if you can even do that. I know not everybody wants to meet their family or they just want to move on, but I hope whatever decision that you make, you come to peace with it and you don't hold any grudges or remorse for the end of your life. I feel like I'm owed a conversation, at least.
Do you think I should put more spit in? It said do not overfill. I'll put a little bit more spit in, just in case. I mean, there can't be too much spit, I guess, right?
Some people just want to move on from it and continue with their life and not think about it. Just with me knowing my half brother and knowing that I could have potentially more family members is interesting to me, and I feel like it's part of my life journey to try to find them and connect. And I hope whatever you decide for your adoption journey is best for you, and just realize it's not like a movie where everything turns out the way you want it to. Life's hard, people can break your heart, and just try to keep a level head and a good support system around you.
And that's it. And we'll make a part 2 and see what my history is. I hope I'm anything but Irish. But my mom's Irish. But I don't want to be Irish. I want to be something else. My dad's Norwegian. Like, my family is Norwegian. Like, my family that adopted me. Birth parents, birth family, whatever. I'm excited and I'm nervous. And I hope that this doesn't cause me like more pain and stress than I already have. Connecting with family members can be really hard, and you don't know how other people's lives turned out. I mean, I was luckily adopted into a good family. I don't know if my half brother went into like the foster care system or got adopted by somebody else, and then just like with being adopted, like your statistics for having mental illness and like having health problems and like mental health problems is like higher, and your addiction like rate, your rate of being addicted to substances is higher. So but I'm really excited. So we'll see. Hopefully this comes within the next month and we'll do the part 2. All right, bye.